In the bustling city of Lagos, nestled in the heart of Victoria Island, stood the gleaming headquarters of Emerald Tech Solutions, a fast-rising software company shaking up Africa's tech space. Among the hundreds of staff that worked there, one man stood out, not because he was loud or flashy, but because of his quiet diligence, unshakable integrity, and burning passion for excellence. His name was Benson. Benson wasn't born into privilege. In fact, he had climbed from the slums of Ajagunle, where gutter water often greeted morning feet, to the polished floors of corporate offices. He studied computer science at Unileg while working part-time in cyber cafes and selling recharge cards on weekends. By sheer grit, Benson secured an internship at Emerald Tech. Within a year, his brilliance caught management's attention. He was soon made a full-time software engineer and before long became team lead over a key development unit in the company. But in that same company were others who hated how fast he was rising. Benson's excellence irritated some of his colleagues, especially John and Franklin, who had worked in the company longer but hadn't climbed as high. John was sly and manipulative. Franklin, competitive and insecure. They all worked together on a high-stakes project called Emerald Vault, a secure banking platform expected to land partnerships with major African banks. Benson led the technical arm, but 2 weeks before the launch deadline, disaster struck. The codebase suffered a major breach, an internal security leak so severe that the client suspended the deal. Panic swept through the boardroom. Investigations began. Management was furious. Then came the anonymous emails. They were sent to HR, attaching fragments of internal chats and doctored screenshots pointing directly at Benson. The emails alleged that he had deliberately sabotaged the project to damage the company. IT logs were tampered with, and to the untrained eye, the evidence appeared damning. Benson was shocked beyond words when summoned for disciplinary action. "Why would I destroy the very thing I built?" he pleaded. But few believed him. Even his closest teammates kept their distance. John and Franklin remained silent but wore smug expressions. Benson was suspended indefinitely without pay, pending further investigations. It was a dark season. He returned home broken. Rumors spread like wildfire. His name was whispered with disgust in tech circles. Hate messages flooded his inbox. His landlord threatened eviction. His mother, a retired teacher, fell ill from the stress. And yet, Benson refused to curse anyone. He spent time in prayer, fasting, and self-development. He dove into blockchain technology, built mini projects, and journaled his ordeal. His faith remained unshaken, holding on to his mother's timeless words. When men bury you like a seed, remember, the only thing that grows from dirt is greatness. 2 months later, a new chapter began. A cybersecurity consultant named Fatima was brought in to audit a separate project. While running a routine check, she noticed inconsistencies in the prior breach report. Some IP logs didn't match. Digging deeper, she discovered manipulated data. It was an inside job. She traced the tampered logs back to Franklin's machine with assistance from John. They had planted evidence to frame Benson and get him removed, hoping Franklin would take over leadership and earn the project bonus. Sensing exposure, John and Franklin tried to bribe Fatima to stay quiet. Fatima played along, accepting the bribe not to protect them, but to gather irrefutable evidence to back her findings. She then requested that the entire staff attend the final report presentation. Management approved. On the day of the presentation, Fatima stood before the room with calm conviction. After walking the board through the breach analysis and timeline, she paused, then said, The cause of the company's failure and our inability to beat competitors is not a flaw in our systems, but in our trust. She turned and pointed directly at John and Franklin, holding up the bribe envelopes with dates, signatures, and surveillance footage. Gasps echoed through the boardroom. The revelation shocked the entire company. Both men were fired immediately and handed over to the police for prosecution. Their betrayal made headlines in major tech blogs and LinkedIn feeds. Emerald Tech's management, ashamed of their mistake, called Benson back, not as a mere staff, but with a formal apology, a full restoration of benefits, and something more. The CEO, Mrs. Mary Obie, had quietly watched Benson's composure during the entire ordeal. No lawsuits, no public rants, just quiet strength and unwavering dignity. In the boardroom, in front of the executive team, she said, "It is not the storm that defines a man, but how he stands through it. Benson, your calm in the fire, your commitment to truth, even when wrongly accused, has shown me leadership. From today, you are the new head of software engineering." Applause erupted, some genuine, others stunned. Benson stood speechless, tears running down his face. From betrayal to blessing, months passed. Under Benson's leadership, Emerald Vault was revived and became one of the company's most successful products. He instituted airtight security protocols and launched mentorship initiatives for junior developers. Later, Benson founded his blockchain technology, built mini projects and Scars to Stars, a nonprofit organization helping wrongly accused tech professionals fight for justice and rediscover tech purpose of upcoming tech lovers in primary and secondary schools. In interviews, when asked how he survived it all, he would often smile and say, "Sometimes God lets people push you into a pit so he can prove they can't bury what he planted." And so, the man once suspended in shame became a symbol of resilience, justice, and integrity in one of Africa's leading tech firms.